This is the Death Row and Executions channel. Here is your host, Paco Rivera.
Welcome to the Death Row and Executions channel. I'm Paco Rivera. You can also follow me on Facebook for updates and more Death Row news. There will be a link to my Facebook in the description below. Travis James Mullis was born in 1986. He is currently 37 years old. He is originally from Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, where I am currently located. Sometime before 2008, he met online a young woman from an area near Houston, Texas, and he moved to Texas to be with her. By the year 2008, when Travis Mullis was 21 years old, he and his girlfriend, 26-year-old Karen Koberger, Karen with a C, had found themselves broke and homeless, so they started crashing in a trailer home with a couple in Alvin, Texas, who agreed to take them in, and they all became good friends. On January 29 of the year 2008, Travis Mullis was still living in that friend's trailer home with his girlfriend Karen and their now 3-month-old son Alijah. On that day, Mullis had agreed to take his friend's 8-year-old daughter to a school playground because she wanted to play there. At some point during the trip, Mullis had stopped the car and tried to remove the girl's clothing. But she cried and fought him off and refused to have her clothes taken off. She then screamed at him to take her back home. When his attempt to molest the young girl failed, Mullis took her back to the trailer home. But, as Travis Mullis would later say, he knew that he was in trouble if the girl started talking, and that he would surely be evicted. Soon after returning home, he got into a heated, unrelated argument with his girlfriend. Afterward, he put baby Alijah, in his car and drove to Galveston, Texas. He then parked his car in a secluded area near Galveston's seawall. Travis Mullis would later confess that he would then do to his son, a 3-month-old baby boy, what he had intended to do to the young girl. Mullis would then complain to the investigator questioning him by saying, quote, "The crying after a while just got to be overwhelming," unquote. So he placed the baby on the side of the road and stomped on the head until his son was dead. He then threw the dead baby into the brushes and fled to Philadelphia. Alijah was later found by a couple passing through the area when they spotted the battered remains of a blue-eyed, blonde-haired baby boy. The husband called 911, a recording that was later played at trial. Alijah's mother, Karen Koberger, had also called police to report that her baby son Alijah and the father were missing because many hours had passed and she hadn't seen or heard from them. Police began looking for the 2002 silver Hyundai Accent that Travis Mullis drives. However, a few days later, in Philadelphia, Mullis turned himself in to police and confessed to everything he had done in Galveston on January 29. Mullis was later extradited back to Galveston, Texas. In March of the year 2011, a jury convicted Travis Mullis and he was sentenced to death. Since then, Mullis has waived his rights to appeals and has insisted that the state of Texas proceed with carrying out his execution as soon as possible.
I don't intend to appeal. I intend to waive my appeal. I've already filed. In June, Mr. Hill filed on my behalf a pro se document I signed, which is a voluntary dismissal of appeal, stating to the Court of Criminal Appeals that I do not wish to pursue appeal and that they can, basically go ahead and throw it out.
Mullis's defense lawyers have advised him that because he was molested by his adopted parent since he was a young boy, and because he has a history of mental illness, that they have a good case to get the death penalty thrown out. Yet Mullis has rejected his lawyers' suggestions. He wants to die. Mullis stated that is the only way there will be justice, and that he's not worried because, as a Christian, he has already asked God for forgiveness. Interestingly, this man, who his lawyers claim suffers from mental illness, offered up quite a theory of his situation and why he prefers the death penalty. He actually said that if he is removed from death row and is given life without parole, that he will be transferred to the general prison population, and as a child rapist and murderer, he will be at the bottom of the food chain and other inmates will kill him anyway. Texas would later also charge the baby's mother, Karen Kohlberger, who soon after the murder had traveled to New York, and she was arrested there. Texas charged her with child endangerment for leaving the baby with Travis Mullis, who she knew was dangerous and capable of causing harm to the baby. I'm not sure how Texas can file charges like that when Travis Mullis was the biological father. I mean, she left the baby with the child's dad, but they charged her anyway. I can't find any information on the outcome of those charges, so I'm guessing they were eventually dropped. During the trial of Travis Mullis in the year 2011, 3 years after the crime, one report stated that the charges against Karen Kohlberger were still pending. Best I can tell from Karen Kohlberger's social media activity, she had changed her name to Karen Valentino, and it appears she relocated for a time to the UK. But her Facebook, which now has a different name that I won't disclose here since it seems she wants privacy at this point, her Facebook indicates that she is back in the United States. Please remember to subscribe for more death row and upcoming execution stories. You can also follow me on Facebook for updates. There will be a link to my Facebook in the description below. I'm Paco Rivera. Take care and bye for now.